Predictive analytics and the oil industry. What is predictive analytics? Predictive analytics encompasses a variety of statistical techniques that analyze current and historical data to make predictions. And this information will be helpful to analysts, oil companies, environmental groups, investors, and government agencies, since it will give them an idea of how the oil industry has been affected by COVID-19 and where it's expected to go once the pandemic is over. So, COVID-19. It's caused a massive drop in oil demand, which has had disastrous effects on oil prices. So, OPEC, which is a oil cartel of oil-producing countries, slashed production to keep prices high, and Saudi Arabia decided to cut their prices and boost production. And Russia, which is a non-OPEC country, decided to flood the market with cheap oil too, which caused many American fracking companies to go into financial difficulties and began a price war with Saudi Arabia. So that's part of the reason why oil became so cheap during quarantine. Effects on oil demand. COVID-19 has altered the oil industry, and it's expected that by the end of 2020, oil demand will have fallen by 8 million barrels a day, which wipes out 6 years of growth. It's expected that oil demand will increase by 6 million barrels a day by 2021, but a full recovery is not expected until 2022. And cheap oil prices have made things like electric vehicles less competitive. So it's also believed that the adoption of cleaner vehicles, so to speak, will be delayed by quite a few years. And this chart represents the consumption of oil by million barrels per day, and you can see that before COVID it was sort of a steady rise, and now because post-COVID it's projected to not really reach pre-COVID levels until somewhere in the 2030s. Predictions: air travel demand will not recover until 2030 due to lingering consumer fears. Public aversion to public transportation will increase the demand for oil since more people will drive their own cars. That's also a prediction. But also it's believed that working from home will become more widespread, so there's going to be less demand for transport, and companies will reduce investments in green energy and reduce dividends to reduce costs. And here we can see a CapEx guidance chart, and CapEx simply means capital expenditures, and that is basically how much money a company spends. And you can see how before 2020 they were spending quite a lot of money, but now they've all pretty much slashed their expenditures by quite a lot, whether that be by reducing payouts to investors, or reducing production, or reducing investments in green energy. Pretty much all oil companies around the world have found a way to cut production and cut costs. And multiple choice. Which two countries are currently in a price war? What organization oversees oil prices? How many years of growth did COVID erase? And what industry has become less competitive as a result? And these are my works cited. Thank you.